Well, hello everybody. Welcome to RochesterFirst.com. It is, what time is it? 6:47 and 4 seconds. My watch actually tells me the seconds apparently on here. Welcome in. I'm Chief Meteorologist Eric Sneidel on this, our Tuesday before Christmas. So what do we call this? Like the eve of Christmas Eve. Eve of the eve of Christmas. I think that's the accurate one. Weather's going to get dicey around here, I think, as we go into our Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. It's going to take a little time before that ends up happening, but, I think it adds a little touch of excitement. And for some of you, it's going to add a touch of white on the ground as you get ready to wake up on Christmas morning. So let's talk radar here right now. We'll start off with a tour of our live radar. And, you see what I see here. We got a few streamers coming in off of Lake Ontario. These are shallow lake effect flakes, so radar has a hard time picking up on them, but I know we got one there, and it does look like we've got a weak secondary one somewhere in that general vicinity. So I would figure we've got some light flakes flying from Parma, Ogden, Greece, the north side of Rochester, Charlotte, Irondequoit, and got a couple more getting into Wayne County too. These ones a bit more appreciable, but none of this is significant. We don't expect any of this to be that big of a deal. Let's talk headlines out of this. We'll start off with what's going on locally. These in blue are winter storm watches. We'll put a little click on that. This is for Genesee and Wyoming counties. These are set to start Thursday night and run all the way until Saturday afternoon. We got a few more of those getting into the Tug Hill area. This is where more significant lake effect will fall into the weekend. And then look what we have here off across parts of the southern tier from Hornell through Ithaca and Binghamton. These are flood watches. You know why? It's what happens when you get like 4 feet of snow and then you're going to melt all of that and you're going to get an inch of rain on top of it. That is a lot of water for the ground to be able to absorb. And they will probably have some trouble being able to do that. But all of this is primarily a Thursday and beyond affair. Not tonight, not tomorrow. That weather looks pretty good all the way through the afternoon tomorrow. I've got highs tomorrow afternoon rather easily climbing into the low 40s. Not a bad day. If you've got to do some of the Christmas shopping and getting it in, tomorrow's the last day to do it without weather being involved to your detriment, I would imagine. Here you go Thursday morning. We're starting to get that southerly pump going. It's already 51 degrees at 9:30 in the morning on Christmas Eve. Does not look and feel very Christmas-like, does it? Waves of rainfall will continue to build their way in. I think it starts off kind of on and off, but by the afternoon it's going to start becoming more steady, more widespread, and then inevitably it becomes heavier too. This is the fun part of the forecast going into the night, Thursday night, because we get behind this cold front, rapidly falling temperatures that will turn a warm rain into a cold rain and then eventually into just snowfall. How early, how quick does that changeover happen? How much moisture is still left over after that has happened? These are still questions that we need to at least button up a little bit here. We're pretty confident that as we go into Christmas Day, we're going to start to transition this primarily into more of a lake effect deal. So if you're watching us from around the Rochester area, most of Christmas Day, those of you in this part of the state, from Monroe, Wayne, Livingston, Ontario, and Yates counties, it's going to be cold, it's going to be windy and blustery, but I don't think there's going to be a ton of snow. The bigger concerns are going to be this snow band right in here with that southwest flow, and then eventually another one streaming into the Tug Hill right in there. These areas are going to get hammered with snow. And these are the areas that obviously correspond accordingly with the winter storm watches. This band right in here, it's going to do some waffling around. I think through the day on Friday on Christmas, you're going to find it fluttering north into Buffalo with 1 to 2 inch an hour snow rates. Periodically, it will then drop back south. So I will warn you right now, I think travel along the I-90 corridor here from Buffalo to Dunkirk to Erie, Pennsylvania, getting into northeast Ohio, Ashtabula, for example, it is not going to be a real pretty situation there traveling from Friday into Saturday. And then conversely, if you're going to be taking areas north of Syracuse, getting into Watertown, that's probably going to be tough sledding too, all the way through the day on Saturday. Projected precip out of this. I'm going to take this and, well, again, I wish I could back it up a touch here. At about midnight, we're going to have about 1 inch of liquid equivalent precip. Most of that in Rochester, I expect, is going to be primarily rain through midnight on Thursday. The most precip Rochester's airport has ever recorded on Christmas Eve is 1.01 inches. That was in 1899. 121 years ago. It is entirely feasible. This could go down as one of the, if not the, wettest Christmas Eves that Rochester has ever had since we've been keeping records. 121 years. All right, let's have some fun with this. This is Santa and Rudolph's Big Night Thursday night. So we've got a couple of categories here. Last few Christmases, we haven't needed that red nose very much, but I'm going to tell you now, whether you are a reindeer traveling by air or a human traveling by vehicle into Thursday night and Friday morning, I would imagine that we're going to have some tough travel conditions regardless of the amount of snow we get. Even if by Thursday morning the Rochester area doesn't have that much snow on the ground, the inevitability of going from the 50s into the 20s, the notion of this pseudo flash freeze, all of that 1 inch of rain that we got on Thursday, guess what's going to happen? It's going to turn to ice. And if roads aren't treated, it's going to turn into some slippery travel. Then you add whatever layer of snow that might end up falling on that, and that obviously adds some insult to injury there. Future snow amounts, this is our in-house model. Again, Wednesday's a quiet day, no snow there. Most of Thursday, what falls is rain. Here comes the transition. We're going to stop this at 9 a.m. Friday morning. Most technical definitions of a white Christmas revolve around at least an inch of snow on the ground by Friday morning, by Christmas morning. My definitions tend to be a bit more lenient to me. I don't care if it's an inch. As long as you got some white, even a dusting to me, that would count as a white Christmas. But if you wanted to go by that 1 inch rule, you see the general synopsis here. If we bisect Rochester and then you basically take kind of 390, Rochester to Dansville to Wellsville, this whole area looks highly likely you are going to meet that technical definition of a white Christmas. And you very well may do it even here. It might take until beyond Christmas morning to get enough snow to whiten the ground to get you to that inch. It's just a matter of timing that transition of rain to snow, if that makes sense. So we'll go with a 54 on Thursday. It's entirely possible our Christmas high, by definition, will be 50. It's 12:01. So 1 minute after midnight, if that cold front hasn't cleared, we'll be rapidly tumbling into the day. Most of Christmas will be spent in the 30s and 20s, but technically, the almanac would give you whatever that temperature is at 12:01 in the morning, Christmas morning. So we'll kind of we'll time the cold front there. That'll be one of those odd technicalities, depending on how that shakes up. And then it's lake effect. Friday into Saturday, Rochester lake effect snow. Friday does not look like the day with that southwest wind. That will veer a little more northwest, I think, into Saturday. That could give us a better chance for some local snow showers, especially east of Rochester into Wayne County. James Gilbert and I were chatting about that earlier today, just trying to look at some of the models, and we can get some sneaky accumulation there on Saturday. The Wayne County special, if you will, with that northwest flow. That'll be something we've got to pay attention to. And another weather maker could be on its heels as we go into the early part of next week. We draw up our own snow maps here at WROC. I'm not a big proponent of showing model snowfall forecast. I did show the one here just to show you kind of a general look of what they're thinking for Christmas morning. But I usually like to have maps out by now. I don't still have that concrete grasp yet. So I'm going to wait for one more run of models to come in here this evening. I would imagine by 11 o'clock tonight. Hopefully we can debut something of a more detailed snow map for you as we go into Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and our weekend following. So stay tuned for that. We'll be working on that over the course of the next few hours. In the meantime, I'll be seeing you next on a Facebook Live at about 9:30. So be looking out for that. Otherwise, I'll see you at 11 o'clock. I'm going to go grab some dinner, fuel up, and I'll see you in a bit.